Hello? Are you there? Are you there? But he's in heaven now. Itching.
Hello, boss babes. Welcome to the channel. I am the bossy budgeter, Chandra, and I am running errands today. It's late. It's getting dark outside, and I didn't want to upload late, so I just wanted to say hello. And I want to talk a little bit about Peach McIntyre and her post, her community post that she put out, that said that her trigger word is humble, and she will block anyone who say the word in her comment section now. She is starting to block people for that. It's been a rainy day in Texas, guys, in my part, Southeast Texas is where I live. But anyway, I want to discuss people who come from a poor background and the effects that it has on the mental. So, and in relation to Peach, it screams out help, because there was another YouTuber, if y'all remember, a few years ago, a TikTok influencer who kicked up a lot of controversy. Was also, of course, from a poor environment, and her name was Peaches, lovely Peaches. Okay, so, and you remember how outrageous lovely Peaches was, doing anything for attention, and she would put anybody on Front Street to get a laugh or to get a smile or a snicker at their expense, and that in turn get views. But we don't know the effects that it has on the family for real. Yeah, the money, when it finally comes in the bank, it looks good and you can live and eat good. But what kind of feelings does that develop into a person when you always putting them on Front Street? You're always in their face, bothering them with a camera. And even if you buy them gifts, you gift them and take them out on trips. I mean, at their expense though. You know, it's like, okay, I'm going to treat you good, but I'm also going to put you on Front Street. I'm going to make you embarrassed. I'm going to get a reputation around social media, and that's going to affect you because people know we're related. They know you're my husband, or you're my son, you're my cousin. And I think her family is kind of feeling the brunt of her notoriety for being outrageous and having shock content. And not every video is shock content, because, you know, you have to mix up. You have to be a little bit mild on social media when you don't own it, okay? And let's just be honest. When you don't own the social media sites, you're working and operating under someone else's community guidelines, period, okay? So you do have limitations. You can't cuss like you want, or you can't say certain things like you want. You can't be frank. You have to put on a persona. And Peach, yes, she has been Peach, all of Peach's McIntyre in her entirety. You know, her attitude, who she is, not biting her tongue, putting anything on the internet for a view. But yes, sis, look like TikTok knocked your hand out a little bit, you know, and took your money. So you got another account that's under an account warning because you're being too risque, okay? Being risque, I mean, it works for some professions, okay? Let's be honest. Or if you're a Broadway performer and you are acting a role on Broadway. But when you are operating like that in real life so that you can stay out the hood, I think it's sad. I think this is the ramifications, what we're looking at right now. The ramifications of Peach living a life of poverty and going through a lot. She's lost a lot. She had experienced a fire, I believe, and lost everything. You don't forget those feelings deep down in your heart. And so this is a woman who's talking from experience. I've been broke, born into poverty. But at the same time, I had a grandfather who built his house from the ground up. My grandfather was born in the 1920s. He experienced the brunt of all systemic racism in its full form. And he served in the military, so he was a stand-up man. He got a woman pregnant. He married her before she had the baby. So he was doing things how it was back in those days. And so when I think about things now and I look at social media, I really feel kind of disgusted with how being in poverty integrity makes us label ourselves like, oh, whether we call ourselves bougie when we're really not. It makes us, we have to have our mental capacity together to function in life. The reality is, if we can't afford it, we shouldn't feel ashamed, because those conditions were not brought because of us. Okay, so we are living in circumstances still today, from things that are not our fault. So how can you put guilt on yourself, or how can you overperform for $1? And that's for $1 that they won't appreciate, and all that hard work they see you do on social media, they don't care. They can shut you down in 2 seconds, and they proved it in McIntyre's situation. So that's basically what I want to say. I want to make this video because that's been on my mind a long time, and for her now to have a community post that says, y'all don't think I have feelings. Yeah, we know you have feelings, but we want you to have some integrity. We want you to have some pride in yourself, because you have children that looks up to you, and they're seeing how you are performing like you're in a circus, Peach, for the money. Yeah, they may appreciate them eating a meal, a hot meal, and getting by, but at the cost of the reputation of their mother. How does that make them feel in the long run? They're going to grow up and think, man, my mom had to do anything and everything to make it for us. And maybe they will appreciate it, and maybe they will grow up with a little shame in their heart that you have records upon records of video showing your full body as a married woman in butt-naked form. Yes, you can breastfeed your child. Breastfeed your child, okay? You can do that. And because that's a natural thing. But there's other things that you have done that if I were your kid, especially if I'm in middle school or going into high school, it would devastate me that my mother, that we have been so downtrodden that my mother has to do this to make ends meet. Yes, social media is a blessing, only if you know how to represent yourself on it. If you represent yourself in a negative light for the dollar, what good is it? Because you spend the money's gone again. How are you going to make your money? That's why I said early in my YouTube, I know what I'm getting into. I've been controversial for many years. I've been in the political field. That's why I kept telling everyone this. So once you've been in that part of social media, you already have been doxxed. You've been talked about. You've been posted in groups and been called poor and ugly and all the other things, which I know I'm not. I know that I'm poor. I know I'm growing up in a society that perpetrates, defends racism, systemic racism. So when you have a foundation like that, going into this sector has been nothing, okay? And even if somebody posts a video about me, I'm not going to look at it because it's not made for me to look at. It's for their entertainment and their view. And that's why I just want to analyze things. I want to analyze people who have these kind of mental issues. Like, they need to have validation on themselves and label themselves. Oh, I'm bougie. Oh, I'm rich. Or, oh, I'm that B. When you call yourself all these names and label yourself, yeah, it's going to make people look at you. And then it's going to make people see, where's the train wreck? And I can tell you, the people that I've chosen to critique on my channel, I guarantee you there is something underneath that's going on there. And so we need to talk about that. Okay? So with that being said, yeah, I am at my destination. I will let y'all go. Y'all have a good one.